Well, good morning everybody. It's nice to be back in my little studio, as it were. You can see the Charlie Barron state flag is back on the wall with a few new signatures added, including Ali and Eunice and Fen and Linda and Wanda, to go with the ones of Jerry and the dude himself. So that's coming on nicely, and thanks to Eric Cozy, he brought along my my new Wrecking Crew tie, which I'm very pleased with. Slightly different to his design. They must have known they wanted to do something special for me. I'm only kidding. Of the top 50 tourist destinations in America, you've got places like Yellowstone Park, the Grand Canyon, Yosemite Park, Hawaii, Route 66. It's funny how in the song he sings Route 66, but Americans pronounce it Route 66. That was something that took me a little bit of getting used to, was the change in accent. I found that you could immediately blend in, though, if every time you said the word water, drop the T, put a D in there and say water, and immediately you sound American. The other one I liked was sauce, as we would call it, S-A-U-C-E. No, just say sass. And you immediately sound American. So I blended in well. Anyway, let's get back to the list. Okay, distracted by the Route 66, or is it Route 66? New York is another destination, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., New Orleans, Miami, and Las Vegas. But of course, in the weeks leading up to my trip to Wisconsin, when they ask me, oh, where are you going in America? And you tell them, well, I'm going to visit a scrap dealer, a salvage yard in Wisconsin. And of course, they look at you a bit puzzled, as if, he's a bit strange. And they'd be right. But obviously, the point is, we know exactly why so many people made what you could virtually describe as a pilgrimage to the Avery Salvage Yard, and I had the huge pleasure of going there twice, on both the Thursday and the Saturday, and visited a lot of other iconic places as well. The trip to Chicago went reasonably smoothly, apart from landing at the wrong airport in London and having to hastily catch various underground tubes to get to the other side of London, which we were successful with. A nice flight across, and picked up the car, and then it was the open roads. And what a beautiful place Wisconsin is. What a beautiful place Manitowoc is on the shore of Lake Michigan. How nice the people are. You know, did we enjoy it? Absolutely. Would we go back again? Definitely. Would we recommend people go there again? I got a message from Charlie. Enjoy, it's a great place. He mentioned the Fat Seagull. We only managed Moore's Irish Bar. In fact, I would disagree with Charlie. It's not just a great place, it's a very, very great place to go to. Struck by, as I say, the friendliness. Very much well-to-do. And clearly you've got quite a lot of affluence there, people who are quite wealthy or who are doing very well, which of course is one of the reasons why Making a Murderer is felt so badly, because it really does put into perspective just how evil some people who try and present themselves as being respectable, i.e. attorneys and sheriff's departments, when clearly the opposite is true. So I actually put that, or words to that effect, in an email to Sheriff Hartwig, that it is a pity that Manitowoc is known throughout the world because of Making a Murderer and the actions of a few corrupt cops. And that, you know, whilst when I was having conversations with Sheriff Herman, he kept saying, well, There's nothing I can do about it. It's a Calumet investigation. Yes, we realise it's a Calumet investigation. It will be them that are currently being investigated, in effect, by Kathleen Zellner. But my message to Dan Hartwood would be, come on, show some leadership in trying to end the corruption there. Finally, I want to just point out something that one or two people have said, oh, we don't really need to worry too much about, but eventually enough is enough. Somebody had a pop at the supporters at the rally by describing them as simply fans and not supporters. This same person has had pops at Erekose, who is universally accepted as the black belt of YouTube video makers on the subject of not just Making a Murderer, but all the other cases that he covers. This person also had a pop at Mamathon, of all things, and then to have a pop at the rally. You know, to describe us as fans and not supporters, 3 words come to mind: pot, kettle, black. It's surely you who's making these accusations that is the one that's the fan and is trying to raise their own perception and trying to make themselves look as good as they possibly can. Look, we have no problem with certain people, you know, being more recognised than others because of what they do, but just leave it out. Don't keep having a pop at other people who are doing what they support them, which is what we've always done. We've always supported. You might remember way back, myself and Erekose encouraging people to get out and do their own YouTube videos, and we're seeing more and more people taking up that that challenge and coming forward and doing videos. And obviously, you know, lots of people out there on social media with photos and videos from the rally. And, you know, finally to that person, I won't name that person because they do not deserve any recognition other than the recognition that they were given by salutes from Kathleen Zellner and Jerry Buting in the form of rude 1- and 2-fingered salutes. As I say, if I were you, I would shut up, because there's an old saying, an empty vessel makes a lot of noise. So to that person, just shut up and keep supporting Steve, the family, the business. Do what you can in that regard, but there's no need to be having pops at those that made the effort to get across. And I realised that for some people, it wasn't possible for them to get across. Personally, I thoroughly enjoyed it, met lots and lots of people who I hadn't met before, only through social media. That was absolutely brilliant. Went and visited a lot of people as well. We had great fun in our little hideaway outside of Manitowoc, so the sheriffs couldn't find us. No, I'm only kidding. There was never any doubt in my mind as to the fact that we would be perfectly safe while we were there, and the last thing that the sheriff department wants is any more adverse publicity. Over the course of obviously the next few weeks, then probably further details of what happened in our, what we called our rally house, will probably come to light. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but I will just finish with the fact that a few years back, in fact over 10 years back, I went to a new pupil. It was in the winter. I went sort of early evening, but that night I had a gig to play at. And back then we always wore black trousers, black shirt, and I also had my black leather jacket. As I say, I went in to see this new pupil, a young lad of primary school age. I was shown where where he was with the piano, but he's got younger brothers. One of the younger brothers I overheard saying to his dad, "Dad, Dad, Dad, is that Elvis Presley?" Well, obviously I can appreciate the fact that the lad thought I was Elvis Presley. I mean, I sing like him, dance like him, you know. What else could I do? Okay, catch you soon. Bye for now.